Salutations! Welcome to another exciting episode of City of Heroes, Mirage Monarch, villain stuff. My name is Phil, a KJC servant, and it's time to do another mission with our favorite illusionist. Now, as you can kind of see here in Ouroboros, in the level 10 to 14 range, we have about 12 missions here. Now we do have a whole bunch of these Nova ones. These are on the Praetorian side, right? For the Going Rogue expansion, they're all issue 18. We can safely ignore those. We're focusing on the villain ones here, and we can see that our character here has already done a good chunk of them. Now what's kind of interesting is these were missions that we did while we were leveling up from 10 on up to 14 and whatever have you. Now that we're at 15 plus, we can use Ouroboros to do other missions and what have you to get her up more levels and to get more of these knocked out at the same time. What ends up happening as a result is when a character hits, and when my characters anyways, if they're leveling up through story arcs, when they hit 15, they end up spending extra time doing the 10 through 15 story arcs because that's all you can see until you hit level 20. In Ouroboros. So that's where ends up being a lot of focus on my characters between the 1 through 20 range on these same couple of dozen story arcs. And this is why if you ever see me just farm a character up to 15-20, this is why to kind of skip some of the overwhelming focus that tends to be on these story arcs here. So that is a thing. With that being said, we'll go ahead and choose one of these because we've not done them on her. And I think we'll start with, we'll just continue to go down so far. We've done so far with Spy Hunt and whatnot. And let me see, the next one after that is Midas touched. Spy Hunt is the second part of the Zilok conference that I think I did on the last video or the video before last. So it's a continuation of that one, I believe. Now, when I did that one, I think I did this storyline as part of it already, actually, but it's not showing it clear. It's kind of interesting when you do the story arc sometimes in the wild, they don't clear out of Ouroboros. So that is really weird, unless I haven't finished off his chain yet in the game, but I think he's showing either that or out-leveled him before I finished it. That's always a possibility as well. But I don't see him here. I don't see him there. So I'm a little unsure as to exactly what happened. Tell you what, I will do this one a little bit later. Let's just move on to Midas touched. And again, these things tend to come in pairs, right? So we'll do Midas touched instead. And taking a look at my notes from my story arc notes that I have, Midas touched is a 3-door story arc. They tend to be 3 doors. And it's in 2 parts essentially. And when you do them in the story arcs, through the story arcs, you get different merits than if you do them through Ouroboros. It's really kind of weird. Anyways, thank you for coming, Mirage Monarch. I need the assistance of one such as yourself. I have a patient in bad condition and need some rather specific equipment to diagnose his illness. It's right here on the island, but Arachnos won't grant me access, and I don't have the kind of money it would take to buy it legitimately. So I need an illegitimate route, like you. Will you help me steal the medical equipment? Why, of course. I love stealing medical equipment. We need the equipment and the code for operating it. The latter will probably be on the base leader. One tiny wrinkle. The Luddites are trying to destroy this equipment as we speak. You may have to subdue a few of them. Alright, so away we go with our level 16 character. And we will jump to it. I think the volume's a little low here, so we'll try to turn that up a titch for you guys and see if that doesn't help out a bit. Hopefully it doesn't compete too much with my voice. We will see. We'll keep an eye on the volume meter as we go to defeat Hicks and his men. And I'm going to say it again. I'm very happy that I have my arcane flight now. I don't like flying with jetpacks if I can help it. I like flying my characters underneath their own power. Dr. Percy said she was after the most sensitive diagnostic equipment known to man. You have to wonder what kind of strange disease she's dealing with. Alright. Let me just fix that volume a little bit more. Let's bring it down to like 16. Alright. Now, we just need to defeat Hicks and his men towards the end. So I think we'll just stealth. It'll just stealth to the end there. Oh, this is not a very big dungeon at all, is it? Getting to the end on this one's quite easy compared to some of these we've been doing. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and get to work. Let's do it. Let's get to work. Oh, I didn't realize I had another one right there. Let's go ahead and boggle his mind too. I forgot I've got a nice little kind of AoE nowadays. So we can use that every once in a while. Would also help if I don't have all these travel powers turned on while I'm attacking, if I don't want to run out stamina. Now, I do have a couple of resurrections here. I do tend to throw those in the email and not have them clog up my character's inventory there. That is something I like to do. Alright, so we'll get off her knees here and we'll go and see what we need to clear at the end. Just a Fortuna by herself? That's it? Just a little silly Fortuna? Ah, you mess with the wand. You live by the wand, you die by the wand. Wow, she is no-selling everything I'm throwing at her. Well, deflect this. I just deflected you. There we go. She was tough. Alright, well that was easy. Now, I don't... Oh, we'll probably have to kill these guys as well. Oh, Hicks. What is this? Oh, he's just kind of going after that guy. Well, if he's going after that guy, I'll go ahead and take care of this guy if I can. Yeah. Hicks really wants him dead. Just make sure Hicks keeps playing for the right team here. No, Hicks is very mez resistant. This is, by the way, villains in a nutshell. When I was playing my mental dominator, I was constantly dealing with the fact that these guys would no-sell my my controls very, very often. Make sure I keep him under control there. Oh, good grief. These guys don't even stay freaking confused for long once you do get them confused. Uh-oh, I think Hicks is out of it again. There we go. I might as well finish killing him off and get my XP for him. Need every bit of XP I can get on this character, right? There she is. Excellent work, Mirage Monarch. My patient will be most pleased. I should have told you, my patient is an influential man here on the island. He'll want to know about your work on his behalf. I like to think we're becoming friends, Mirage Monarch. I'd like to, but I don't quite trust you yet. Why don't you check in with me regularly, by phone, and perhaps buy a few of my enhancements? That might help me trust you more. All right, Mirage Monarch, I performed my diagnosis, and I've got some good news and some bad news. The bad news is my patient has only 6 months to live. The good news is he's King Midas, and if we can help him, we'll both strike it rich. The problem with old Midas is that I can't treat him thanks to his skin condition. Oh, he's not really made of gold, you know. Paints himself that way. Thinks it makes him look tough. Men. Still, his skin is harder than diamond, and it's making treatment a bit of a problem. Midas has a history with Dr. Aeon, and I suspect the good doctor may know more about his powers than anyone else. I'd like you to see if you can take up anything in one of Aeon's bases. Now listen up, Mirage Monarch, because this is important. Midas doesn't know he's dying, not yet. And I'm not going to tell him until I have a cure ready. I'm afraid he might become suicidal, and I'm not about to lose my most interesting subject. Nor do I relish the thought of autopsying a pile of rubble. Capiche? Well, there you go. I can't say I know about this Midas character. I don't remember running into him before. I will take her word for it. Search the base for info. 2 keys to find. Interesting, I say. Oh, it's going to be one of those multi-floor deals, isn't it? The kind we love so much. You need a key to enter. Well, guess we need a key for that one. Let's go down to the next one. We need a key to enter that one too. So I guess that ain't happening. Now I know with the one mission with Freezer Burn, you literally have to kill somebody who has the name Keystone in his name. I don't know if that's the case here. I'm going to find out. Otherwise, we just have to start treating it like a kill-all. Kill-all it is. There is quite a few of these guys kind of wandering around. And, yay, we missed the deceive, because of course we do. 3, 2, 1. Try it again. There we go. Wow, missing a lot. Key found. Well, now I feel like I want to kill them all for all their keys. Why stop at that one? The rest of these guys could have keys too, for all I know. Uh-oh, he looks unhappy. I have to confuse all of them. You're still alive, buddy? Let's fix that. Oh. Evil little Moo. Okay, we're out of endurance. Time to activate some free endurance with domination. Alright, so those are all dead now. Might as well use that domination for some free endurance. That keeps you running faster. Oh, it would help if I turned off the run power. Invisibility's not helping me out at the moment either. Oh, I think he's free. These things do not help your endurance out any, sadly. This guy wants to be helpful. He's so confused right now. He just wants to help fight the good fight. He just wants to be a helpful buddy. Alright, let me go and get my endurance back up before I go running through. It looks like that door down there might be open now because it's all lit up. Now, the thing about the key holders that I noticed is that they were kind of wandering around a bit. So that might be the key, so to speak, for future key holders, as we still need some key holders. Right, we need the last key. I need to search the base for info. So a lot of times it's not usual to find things on these long little pathways that you kind of see here. So we'll go and hunt those guys down there, hopefully. Yeah, got a Fortuna Seer by herself, but she doesn't look any more suspicious than anybody else. It's usually the person at the end if they have something special for you. I'm going to take care of these guys just to be on the safe side. My one little AoE there. I'm going to take full advantage of it. Alright, nothing else around here. Didn't get a key out of that, sadly. So we will continue to run back to where we were at before. I'm not going to kill everybody. It'd be nice if I ran up the ramp and not through it. Let's go check the other wing of this place. I'm always amazed that opening doors doesn't break stealth. Wolf Spider Tactic Ops. Wolf Spider, Wolf Enforcer. None of these guys look any more or less suspicious than anybody else. That's one tanky minion I was fighting there. Be gone from me, for I am your mistress. Something, something, something. Have you seen anybody who might be helpful to our cause? Yeah, there has to be a key holder either here or in the other hallway. And I thought it was basically people who look like they're roaming around. I'm not fighting anybody who meets that criteria here, so it may just be a kill everybody moment. Remember, boys and girls, even when you're solo fighting and you can't get anything out of them being confused as far as them hurting each other, they won't do it. Confusing them still keeps them from fighting you as a squishy character. Sunshine runs out of endurance quite easily. Something to look forward to fixing in the future. We'll take a little knee here. I had somebody write in one time that they thought that people, you know, if they see you resting in the game, will think it's too boring. I'm like, really? The knee only takes like a few seconds. It's really not that bad. I guess everybody has their buggaboos. Well, no key from any of these guys. Unless I'm missing somebody around here. I guess I have to beat everybody up in the other hallway. No keys, no extra information. It's really kind of a weird mission here. You know, when you possess somebody or confuse them, they hit a lot less often. They don't do a lot of damage. They're really not the best pets in the world. Be gone with you. Still no keys. So either I'm missing somebody or I'm missing something obvious. I guess I could go check the other floors again. Sometimes you like to go through... Oh, hello, person I almost passed up. Well, you are a little tough Fortuna, aren't you? Unfortunately, you're Fortuna without a key. Let's go check the other floors real quick. Yeah, because maybe the key I got opens up the other elevators too. So maybe that was the kind of the hitch. Hitch, kitch, titch. What do you know? It does open it up. I thought just open up that one floor, so I need to search it more thoroughly. That's why everybody ended up dying unnecessarily. So nothing special about that guy. Nothing special about that Fortuna. She did see me, but it ain't gonna help her all that much. Got a... Wow. We got our tactics off. We got... Oh, you know what? They can see me because I'm not stealth. That kind of tracks. I'm gonna need to GTFO for a minute here. I have let myself get into a compromising situation there. Now I have a little minion who fights for me. Is he still alive? Come on, minion, you could die now. I've kind of had my use for you. Okay. I should be invisible now. I theoretically should be invisible. Oh, but I need a key to enter this. Okay. So I need a key to enter that final room there. So we're going to go check this weird layout room and just look for, I guess, anybody suspicious that might have a key. I don't think you want to make it a kill-all. Yeah, a lot of these are just dead ends. I wonder if you play this one on more people, if those dead ends would have more enemies in them. Actually, this whole area seems strangely absent of antagonist. Let's check this weird outgrowth thing over here. Yeah, I mean, none of these scream key holder to me. There's a Black Widow right there. I'll go check that one last branch. Yeah, these guys really do love doing these weird long-ass dungeon dealios. The villain side has some of the longest doors I have ever faced in some of these. Now, I am seeing some people talking. That's usually a sign of like, yeah, you see how these guys are just wandering around? That's a little sus. Let's go ahead and make their day. And there we go. That is the last key we're looking for. And our only real clue on those guys was that they were walking around. Now, I think we need that key to go into that one last room we saw. So we'll run over there real quick. As quick as we can run anyways. And sure enough, it's all lit up on the map. We know exactly where to go. We've done our research. We've dotted our I's. We've crossed our T's. The good news is I already killed off most of the people around here. I might as well go ahead and take care of these two while I'm at it. Well, I think I blew him through the door. Don't worry, we'll get to your friend. Don't ask me how I blew him through the door, but I did. Ouch, that hurt. Wow, none of my mezzes are working on this guy. Oof, that was close. Nothing was working there. Gotta get my health back up. Boy, these guys are a little tough. And you can see up there in the chat, in the combat log, like they'll say you had a 95% chance to hit that, but you rolled a 97, so that means you miss. You're like, really? Oh, you've got to be effing me. Now it's turned into a kill all anyways. Son of a gun. Wow, could be here all day killing all these guys. Especially when you keep missing them like that. Yeah, we're going to use domination here and really make sure we screw up this Fortuna because she is tanky as all get out. Yeah, I can't believe you end up having to kill everybody anyways. Yeah, you think you know the objective, you're playing around the objective, and then it's like, oh yeah, no, we really want you to kill everybody anyways. Like, you couldn't have just started off with that right there at the beginning of the mission, so I would just know to kill everybody while I was here. So many lieutenants too, and lieutenants are very tanky. Need to remember to turn off my sprint when I'm not using it. And domination's down, sadly. Yeah, I remember there was like a I thought there was a Fortuna or something around here. Well, that looks like a Fortuna to me. So hard to hit her with the mezzes. Actually, let's give her very own Spectral Terror Pet. That can't hurt. It is just super, super hard to actually kill her. She's got like psychic resistance, I believe. So that doesn't help. Let's see here. You rolled a 19. You hit Fortuna for 37 psionic points of psionic damage. Doesn't really show you the exact damage breakdown as far as how much resistance she had and how much that would apply. Sadly. I don't remember if there was somebody... Oh, hello, Other Widow. You're gone from me. Had a 69% chance to hit, 86% chance to hit, 86% chance to hit. The one thing to keep in mind about the Black Wand staff is that you don't have a 100% chance at all to hit with it. It can't be enhanced, and therefore it doesn't get your. Sadly, it doesn't get your accuracy enhancements. Well, I'm glad I checked here. So it's great when it hits, but yes, at higher levels, it's harder to get it to actually hit. It tends to be a bit of a problem. Bye-bye. Okay, got those out of that wing. Might as well check this wing over here for any intruders. I think that one's clear. Yeah, that's clear. I don't mind the fact that this is a kill-all, but they should really tell you at the beginning, not when you're already like most of it. You know, solved all these different objectives, and now all of a sudden it's become a kill-all. Fling them away. Oh, and a whole group up here. Can't forget about all these guys. Oh, flipped him off. Where are you going? Nowhere. Been talking a lot about AI usage. A frequent conversation around these parts, and you know, I think they're still arguing about the legality of like, hey, so this thing, these AI units basically go out in a way and train themselves on artwork that's on the internet, and so they'll take that artwork and they'll modify it a bit, or they'll learn off it, or whatever the case may be, and whether or not that's truly, you know, ethical or whatever have you, legal. Well, first off, it's a question of legality. Everything that's not everything that's legal is ethical, right? You might be able to legally lie to your spouse about where you were last night, but you're not breaking any laws. So these are tough questions that lawyers and judges get to wrestle with and whatnot. That'll be something that comes up quite a bit. What's interesting is there's a lot of pushback on this. One thing that occurred to me is, you know, it's in most circles that I've been on, going all the way back to the 80s, we had these cassette tape recorders, right? And you could put in, remember they were like dual deck tape players, and you put the tape cassette into deck 1 and then you put another tape cassette into deck 2, and you could basically record one cassette to another, right? And that was something you could do. And you make a copy and give it to your friend. Legally, you were in the wrong. You weren't supposed to copy copyrighted material, but people did it, you know, kind of all the time and whatnot. And was that taking money out of artists' mouth, you know, so to speak, and not paying the artists what they deserved? You also had some photocopying going on back in the day as well. So it's kind of interesting, you know, how some of these conversations go. And, you know, and a lot of this to me seems to come down to the perception of who's being, you know, slighted or whatnot. Like, for example, you know, if the copying question affects some big, huge company, well, then that's a lot more tolerated in our society. But when you talk about something that could affect the small indie, you know, artists, so to speak, because that's a perception of artists, is that they're kind of not making a lot of money and they're small bits, you know, and stuff. Well, then they deserve our full support. And it's kind of interesting the way that goes, because where I come from, stealing is stealing is stealing is stealing. It doesn't matter if you steal from, you know, a poor person or you steal from a big faceless corporation, right? Stealing is still theft. And we punishable by crime either way. And it's also ethically wrong. Again, no matter who you're stealing from, It's not okay to steal a stapler from your job. It's not okay to steal a stapler from your grandmother, right? Doesn't matter who you're stealing from. It's either wrong or it's not. But it is interesting how you don't quite see the outcry against, you know, stolen video games, pirated video games, things like that you kind of see against AI. I always find inconsistencies in the cultures to be interesting. But is it really stealing if you're basically training your AI model off of something that is freely available on the internet? I had a comic that I posted on the internet, and I drew it for years, and I put my heart and soul into it. At one point, I found somebody else that had done a comic very similar to mine. Now, this was kind of shocking to me a bit. I mean, my comic book idea felt pretty original. This character was named kind of similarly, had very similar powers, same ethnicity, and even kind of a similar story. Could it be pure coincidence, or did they rip me off? There's no way for me to tell, right? It wasn't like they exactly copied over my work and just pasted my pages. Then it would be clear copyright. But at the same time, it was really, really close. I was a bit miffed, but I had no real proof either way, and I certainly didn't have a legal leg to stand on. So it is what it is, right? And so I kind of think that's maybe the way it might end up becoming with AI art at the end of the day, when they finally settle these in courts or whatever, but I don't know. We'll have to see the way the laws work out on these things. The question is, I think part of the question comes down to is it transformed enough, right? If you take an artwork and you transform it, then you get a lot more leeway. We talk about people who do like streaming. I stream, and I'm streaming what is oftentimes copyrighted video games, but it's a transformative work. If I'm talking over it, if I'm commenting on it, things like that, then it becomes a transformative work, right? So therefore it comes underneath fair use and all that other jazz. Now, obviously, if I was, especially from like a big streamer like Asmongold or whatever have you, who makes a lot of money off of this, would Asmongold be making as much money, especially back in the day, if he didn't have video games to play? Was part of his wealth because World of Warcraft, which is where he really got his big start, was part of his wealth based on the fact that World of Warcraft was such a compelling game, and people want to know how it's going to work and everything like that. These are really deep and interesting questions, and obviously, Nintendo has been doing copyright strikes against people who are streaming their video games, right? You're streaming our characters, you're making money, because you say, you should be able to make that money because you're transforming our work, right? Because you're talking over it, you're streaming it, whatever, it's content. But then again, where would you be without our video game, right? That we paid creators for, that we employed creators for. Some people may not even buy this game because they've already seen you play through it. You might be taking sales off our table. How does that work? So that's kind of these are the kind of tough questions that people don't really get the video games back on that, because it's like, oh, those are faceless corporations going against small streamers. But if it was to work the other way around, it'd be a big problem. So it is kind of interesting to me how people kind of argue these things. But yeah, it definitely is a question of what exactly is, oh my gosh, that was the last one. She wasn't even marked on the map. Yeesh. What constitutes theft and what isn't? Okay. Let's call up Dr. Shelley. So, Aeon was involved in Midas' acquisition of power, eh? Well, it doesn't surprise me. Aeon's almost as curious about the superpowers as I am, and he certainly has better funding. If I analyze these fragments with the equipment you appropriated, I may be able to figure out how to get a needle through the ultra-hard skin of Midas. Then I could cure him. We're in trouble, Mirage Monarch. I wasn't able to cut a way to pierce Midas' skin to deliver the cure, but I did manage to contact concoct a medicine that could be absorbed through it. Problem is, Aeon heard about my experiments with Midas' skin, and he wants my findings for himself. And guess who he sent after him? The Goldbrickers. Midas has no idea he's sending men to snatch the substance that could save his life. And he's not going to find out. If he does, he'll know that I lied to him about his condition, and that cannot happen. So I need you to get to my lab to make sure my work stays intact and on the premises. I have to warn you, though, Mirage Monarch, there's a chance you could fail this one. I'm not saying you got sloppy and led Aeon straight to me. I'm just saying we need the situation taken care of. She's very diplomatic. Not assigning blame right away. I appreciate her diplomacy skills. Ah. Probably shouldn't have cut my flight so fast. There we go. It's in that building right there. That building. Save Dr. Percy's work. Now, is this going to be another one of those things where I get to the end and it's like, oh no, you need to kill everybody? Oh, look, and it's the exact same, like, huge-ass building layout, right? Is he going to have locked doors, too? I'm not going to kill everybody if I don't have to. That's a lot of work. This is like the exact same building as before. It's kind of redonkulous. You know, let me go look at the north side first. These guys and their freaking double doors. You know, like opening up one door isn't enough. We gotta open up double doors. I'm very happy though that you guys picked this illusionist for me, because superior invisibility is nice for getting around. It does work better than the invisibility you normally get on the enhancement stealth power. Oh, goodness. I feel like I'm gonna have to kill everybody.
I am not even biting your toy.
Okay, nothing there. Have you guys ever played a game before where you had to go through double sets of doors and click on each one to open them up like that? So much running around, so little to find.
This one is the kitty.
You know, I will admit, when some people tell me that they don't like doing the story arcs, I can kind of understand. Because this kind of stuff isn't exactly the most exciting thing in the world. Yeah, nothing in this wing. I mean, there's no glowies, there's no BBs, there's no bosses. Ah, we see some text over there. That's usually a surefire sign that we're getting close. Right there, there it is. Okay, now what? Do I have to destroy that? No. Maybe I need to kill everything in this room. Dr. Percy's lab, right there. Well, let's go kill this guy too. Oh, we got two of these guys. Oh. Oh, that is not what I was expecting. Oh, great. I think I summoned my pet in some weird place. Oh, just die. Anybody else? Oh. They're trying to destroy the work. Did that get them all? They're probably sending another wave up. Oh, or they'll just teleport right in here. Uh-oh, here comes more. We'll try turning off some of those endurance drainers. Maybe then I'll have less problems staying running. And there we go. Oh, 18 reward merits. That's not too shabby. It's not too shabby at all. Let me take a look what's in the notes. It does say 18 merits. This last mission can be failed. Let me put an extra note here. Is kill all even though doesn't say it. Okay. So I put a new note in there. This is 18 reward merits. So that's good to know. And that one took me 51 minutes, which isn't too bad. At least it was a good payout for that mission. Now I'm a half a bar into 17, so let me turn that in. Let's see here. That gave me half a bar. Thanks to you, Midas will never have to know how close he came to death. You saved my equipment, and along with it, Midas's life. I'll put in a good word for you with old Midas. Maybe the two of you can do business together in the future. Listen, I hope you can keep whatever secrets you've learned about me during this adventure. Take this salvage. Remember, I'm your friend. You can trust me. You've made some fascinating discoveries together, my friend. I'm pleased to have you on my side. If there are any enhancements you need, please tell me. I swear they all have a freaking enhancement Etsy shop. Alright, last thing we're going to do is level up this character. And that will be the end of this particular episode. 3 doors, but that second one was really long. I would have gotten through that faster if I knew it was going to be a kill-all, so I put that in my notes for next time. 18 reward merits isn't too bad, though, and that last mission was just a matter of finding where she had her little thing hidden, so that wasn't too bad. I feel like that's a pretty good one overall for the rewards it gives. I've seen missions take that long and they only give you like 3. Where's the Arbiter? Right there. What you got for me? What you got? What you got? We got a couple of slots. Well, we need more Psychic Scream. We need to make Psychic Scream better. And away we go. And then we have, speaking of a Quartermaster, we got him right here. Let me see. If we take a look at our enhancements, I think I could level them up to 18 or 20 right now. Getting up to 20. I'll need more money first. That's right. I was going to make some money. That's what I was going to do. Let me grab one of these and one of these. Let me just slap those in there. Did I just buy Dios? Dang nabbit. Don't be like Phil. Only buy SOs. Actually, I'm going to hold on to that last slot for a second. Let me see how much salvage we have. We have 118. Perfect. We're going to make some big money with this. So this is a little bonus. If you're just here for the story arc, we're done with that. But we're going to take, I've mentioned before, I was saving up 100 for her so we could get her some good money. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to come to the merit vendor here. Assuming they'll let me talk to her. Let me stop flying. Sometimes that helps. Alright. We're going to buy something that goes into her power here. So this is Psychic Scream. It takes universal damage set, ranged AoE damage. So I need, what we're looking for is ranged AoE damage, like Frozen Bite here. Now if we take a look at the auction house, we take a look at Frozen Blast. Okay. We're seeing that's going for 18. That's going for about 18, 18, 18 to 21. Accuracy damage is going for 20 million flat. So accuracy damage is the one I want. So we want one of these accuracy damages. Now, let's see here. Now, if we look at Frozen Blast, if we look under Attune Sets, Ranged AoE, we look at Frozen Superior Frozen Blast, we look at accuracy damage, we see we can get maybe even 23 or 25 million. I can make that superior with a catalyst. I don't know if I have a catalyst or not. I do not, so I need a catalyst. For that, I'm going to need some money. So I'm going to buy some enhancement converters to turn those into money real quick. Okay, go back to my salvage. I just need some cold hard cash. Okay, let's see here. That'll be enough. Now I need a catalyst. And maybe if I'm lucky, I can get it for that much. And I'm not lucky. Oh. Usually you can get them for 500. Okay, well that's going to make me broke. I'm going to need to get some more, I need more for the auction house fees. So, we'll spend another 10 here. Okay. And that still may not be enough for auction house fees, but we're going to find out. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put this... Oh. In order to make this superior, I have to have a level 50 character. I forgot about that part of the step. Ooh. Well, that's okay. We can just sell it as it is. Alright, so let me see if I try to sell this for, let's say, 20,000. Let's see, 19,100 maybe? I need 950 million influence. I need like 1 million influence to post it, I think, at the proper price. And I only have 450, so I need to sell more converters. That's still short of the 1 million that I need. All right. Now I can pop this on here for 19 million. Okay, so 19 million. Post. Okay, always double check those big ones. So hopefully the next time I come onto this character, I've got a nice cool 20 million, 19 to 20 million waiting for me, which is more than if I did converters for the same amount. And that should be enough to last her for pretty much all the way up to 50, honestly, from having 100 merits. So we'll see. Hopefully on the next episode, that bird will come home to roost and we'll have some money waiting for us. Would have been nice if I could have superiored it up. Normally I send it up to all my level 50 characters and let them do it, but we're trying to make this character completely self-sufficient, so that's okay. I got an extra converter I can use down the road. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you found some fun in this video. Thank you. We're moving her up. She's level 17. Thank you so much for watching, and may God bless you.